What's up, wrestling fans? We are on the road to Wrestlemania. Welcome back to the OTR Network podcast. Once again, I am your host, the best in the world, Chris. And as always, joining me is the phenomenal one who is sulking, AJ.
What's up?
Yes, so we are here. Fastlane 2016. The official road to WrestleMania, direct path. And we got some matches to talk about. We have a segment to talk about, I guess. But we will get to everything on the card and tell you what we think about it. First up is the pre-show, which was Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio, 2 out of 3 falls match for the U.S. title. We both said that Kalisto was going to win it. And Kalisto did. I said that Alberto Del Rio would win the first fall. I was wrong because Kalisto won the first fall, but he won it by disqualification due to a chair shot. And Alberto Del Rio won the second fall. And, of course, Kalisto won the third fall. What did you think of the match?
Match sucked. Next.
Okay, I guess I'll give you more than just the match sucked. The match didn't suck. It was okay. I just didn't like I don't like the whole one. I hate roll-ups. Like that's been the thing that I've said for the longest time is that I can't stand roll-ups because it just seems like it's a cop-out. And once again, it's a match that ends on a roll-up, if I'm not mistaken. Well, whatever. But yeah.
It was close to a close-up. It was Kalisto. What else do you expect from Kalisto? There's not much for that.
But that's the thing. That's one of the problems I have when they have these smaller wrestlers go up against somebody that's bigger is the fact that in order for it to be believable, in a sense, they have to make it so that the smaller guy wins barely. But it's like when you want to give that smaller guy a push, you do it by making him barely win every single time. I'm not saying that he has to go out and squash Alberto Del Rio, but make it look like it was actually a competitive match instead of Alberto Del Rio beating the hell out of him for 10, 15 minutes, and then Kalisto just randomly pulling out a win because it even looked like when he did the roll-up, he pulled on the tights. So, I don't know. But that was my opinion of that.
Well, I mean, they're coming off of Eddie Guerrero. They lie, they cheat, they steal.
Okay, we're gonna get away from the borderline racism, and we're gonna move on to the next match. Next match was actually Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Tamina and Naomi. I like Sasha Banks. I'm not too fond of Becky Lynch. I actually like Naomi. This match was okay. I mean, it had its moments. When they tried to do the hot tag and Naomi pulled, I think it was
Sasha.
Becky. Oh, Sasha. Okay. Yeah, when she pulled Sasha off the ring apron. That was pretty good. I mean, it's kind of par for the course with tag matches at this point, but I didn't see anything that was like overtly like terrible about the match. It was a pretty good match.
The match was decent. You had Sasha performing like she always does, performing great. Becky Lynch, she needs to color her hair. Fifth Element, that movie was over 10 years ago. Get it over with. And Tamina and Naomi, you can't wrestle. Give it up to. Sasha was the best part of that match. When she got the hot tag, she was able to get in her finisher. I was so happy when this match ended because I was bored out of my mind.
You know what? I don't think people give Naomi enough credit.
Because you're dating Uso doesn't mean anything.
No, I'm saying legitimately. I think that people don't give Naomi enough credit because it's like you have people praising Nikki Bella saying that she's such a good women wrestler, and it's like no, she's not. Just because you like her boobs does not mean that she's a good wrestler. She's not, and it's like at least Naomi has the like qualities that I can see that make her a good wrestler because she's the most athletic diva that they have, and I'm
That is not true. They have Charlotte. They actually
Charlotte's not athletic. Charlotte is built kind of like a man. So that doesn't make her athletic. That just makes her be able to do more manly stuff.
Okay.
Okay, I won that round. Yay. Next match. I think what was the next match?
The next match you had was, I believe, Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, so yeah, Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. I would say this is the higher end match. Obviously, anytime you put Kevin Owens in a match with anybody, it's one of the top matches of the card. Both put in work. Kevin Owens still. I still don't understand the thing with him and Michael Cole, where he always yells at Michael Cole, "Watch this!" It's kind of random where that came from, but it kind of works, and because it's kind of funny to me. But overall, it was a good match as I expected, and of course, Kevin Owens came out with the win. One thing I do like that when he did his pop-up powerbomb, he did it differently than he usually does it. Because the one thing I don't like about Kevin Owens' move is that he has to throw them to the rope and then wait for them to come back in order for him to do it. And so it takes a little bit of that spontaneity out of it. So because it's like, all right, he throws them into the rope the same exact way. But this time he finished them off. He basically short-armed it where he kind of acted like he was about to throw him into the rope. He kept his arm, pulled him back, threw him up in the air, powerbomb. I like that a lot more than the way he normally does his move.
The thing about that is that Kevin Owens can actually pick up Dolph Ziggler. You can't actually pick up John Cena. You can't pick up the Big Show. You can't do those bigger wrestlers. So like that's why you have to throw them in the rope to the ropes to get that momentum, right? Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, good match. But any typical Kevin Owens match that I'm starting to see is that Kevin Owens will be really hot in the beginning, and then he'll be really low after that, and then get the victory. Kind of like John Cena, he'll get beat up the most match, and then you expect a victory from him. That's what we see with Kevin Owens after his initial burst. But good match. I would say that was my second favorite match of the night.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we shall move on to the next match. What was the next match?
The phenomenal one, AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho.
Okay, I have to. Okay, this one I kind of have something an issue with it. Now, for the most part, I like the match. There were a couple botches, especially the one towards the end where the AJ Styles was going to do the hurricanrana off the top rope on Chris Jericho, and Jericho caught him and then fell off the top rope. Like that was kind of a botch. But other than that, and a couple other kind of iffy spots, the match was fine. The big problem I had, and this might be nitpicking, but the big problem I had was the fact that they had like you've been building up freaking AJ Styles to do the Styles Clash. He's done it since he's been here. He's only done it once, I believe, and at least once that I've seen. And so you've been building up saying it's supposed to be like a big moment. He hits the Styles Clash, and Jericho kicks out of it. Like, what the hell? Why are you? It doesn't make sense. You're building this up to be a big move, and yet you have Jericho kick out of it. And he hasn't. This is probably the second time he's done it, and Jericho kicks out, and immediately after that he goes into the calf crusher, and Jericho taps. So it's like, if you were going to end the match right there, why have him kick out of the Styles Clash in the first place? It makes the move look weak. If you were supposed to be building a move up so that when he hits it, you get that big pop, and then you have Michael Cole going nuts like Styles Clash, and he pins him 1, 2, 3, not kick out. Like that, it kind of goes to an issue that I have now anyway, which is that wrestlers kick out of people's finishing moves way too much now. But that was just one of those situations where it's like, unless this wasn't the people's elbow. I get when people kick out of people's elbow. I expect it because that's not a finisher; it's a signature move. The Styles Clash is supposed to be a finishing move. So he's not supposed to kick out of it. Having him kick out of it is dumb.
Okay, well, I 100% agree with you. Too early for that. Maybe WrestleMania, because hey, it's WrestleMania. You want to put on the best show. But yeah, that's my only complaint about that match. Other than that, that was my match of the night right there. Chris Jericho, AJ Styles, they pulled it off. They made a phenomenal match. Yes, that's right. I said phenomenal. And then you had like that part where he goes to do the salt off the ropes, like he's gonna go do his forearm to Chris Jericho's head, but he does a
Oh, the Jericho does a springboard drop kick.
yes, that was awesome. Just watching him just get planted right on his face. Like there was so many great parts of that match. To me, that was a classic. I give that one the best match of the night.
I can see that. An argument basically could be made between that and Kevin Owens. I might be just a little biased because it's Kevin Owens, but those are clearly the two best matches of the night.
Well, it's better than the fill-in match that they had that we're going to talk about in just a minute.
Yeah. Okay. We'll come to that in a minute, but yeah. Next match. What was the next match?
Charlotte versus Brie.
Okay, this was a bad match. Like
I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep.
This was a bad match. Like they were trying to make this whole thing where it's like the audience is behind Brie Bella because of Nikki and because of Daniel Bryan, and I get that, but at the same time, having Brie do some of the stuff, some of Daniel Bryan's moves is stupid because she doesn't know how to do them. When she does the thing where, where you kick somebody in the stomach, you got them in the by the arm, you put your leg over their head, and then you're supposed to, put their head up and you flip. Brie almost fell doing that. I think she did fall, so she basically almost botched it. I don't know why they had her do that in the first place because it doesn't look good. Those yes kicks, I absolutely hate because once she's not doing it right. I've been saying that for the longest time. It drives me nuts. It just, as a wrestling fan and as a martial artist, that drives me insane watching her do it because she looks stupid doing it. And I've said it, I don't know how many times. I hate when she yells out Brie mode. It's dumb. I tweeted this out during that match that you can't say Brie mode without saying I'm drunk because that's essentially what it is. So I hated this match. I mean, this match I thought that they were going to give Brie the win, but keep Charlotte with the belt. But that comes to the finisher. I didn't understand it because I can't believe I had this many thoughts about a terrible Divas match. But I didn't understand the ending because it was like Brie had her in a half Boston Crab with her arm behind her back, and then like Rick kept trying to almost get in the ring, and it was like he kept almost getting in the ring, but then the ref was like, "Stay out of here, Rick," and then he almost get in the ring, and it kept going back and forth like that. Then all of a sudden, like Charlotte just kicks Brie, just kicks her leg out, and Brie like flies into the damn rope, and then boom, here's the figure eight, and the match is over. Like it was kind of like they just said, "All right, we can't come up with anything else, so let's just end this."
I wouldn't know how it ended. I was asleep.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, so that match was terrible. What was next?
It was good to see Edge come back.
That wasn't next though.
Yes, it was.
No.
What other match was there?
No, it wasn't. The next match had to be the Wyatt family versus Kane, Big Show, and Ryback.
Oh, that was the third match.
No, okay.
It doesn't matter. You know what? That match was horrible as well. I couldn't believe the ending. We were both wrong. I think everyone was wrong on that because the Wyatts needed the victory, not these has-beens that no longer needed to be here anymore.
Yeah, we both. It's funny that like you tweeted it out on our Twitter right before or right after I tweeted it out because it was like, what? Well, why would you do that? Like, if you. I guess this is what you look based on tonight and seeing that the Wyatt family have at this point nothing for WrestleMania. I guess that's the reason why it doesn't matter. But it was just like last night. I'm thinking if you're gonna have the Wyatt family do anything at WrestleMania, why are you having them lose to Kane, Big Show, and Ryback? Like they're nothing. You calling them the Titans? They're the has-beens, like you said. And it's like I don't have a problem with Kane and Big Show. I don't really like Ryback, but just having them beat the Wyatt family is stupid. And especially after tonight, where you have the Wyatt family win. So it's like, what was the point of having them lose last night and win tonight? And you had Ryback walk out. I don't mean to talk about Raw because we'll cover Raw later this week. But I don't understand what was the point if you're going to have them win tonight to have them lose last night. When it's the same problem people have been saying for I don't know how long. This 50-50 booking that they keep doing doesn't make sense. I don't get it. No one gets it. It's like they just said, it's kind of like, you know what it's kind of like they look at the board when they have all their matches and they mark everybody face heel, face heel, face heel, face heel. And they say, they look at it and they look at their results, how they want the results to go. And they look and they go, this is too many heels are winning. Let's put another face as a winner. So we're going to make them this face win today. And then we'll just book a match to the next night and have the heels win. That's exactly how it feels like when they book these pay-per-views, especially when they have the Raw the next night. So I don't get it.
Well, what a pay-per-view. What a pay-per-view. That made me flabbergasted. I did not know what to say about that. I was really bored with this match as well, and there's much that I can say about this actual match to make me say, you guys did great. And Ryback, please stop trying to dress Goldberg. Goldberg was so much better than you, and you're going to be at nothing. So please go back to your original attire or change it. All right. That's all I got to say about that match.
All right. Now, next, we have what is it called? The Rated R Peep Show or the
Cutting Edge Peep Show or the something stupid.
Yeah, whatever it's called. With Edge and Christian with their guests, the New Day. Now, I've been saying for a while that I've kind of been slowing down on New Day because because they're getting so damn popular, it's starting to get stale to me. Not saying I'm trying to be a hipster, because that's what a hipster does, go against the trend and say like, oh, people like them now, I hate it. But it's just kind of not being as entertaining as it used to be. I will say that at the beginning, it was kind of entertaining, and especially when Edge and Christian brought up the point that New Day basically are them now, because like them playing to the audience, and they replaced kazoos with the trombone, and like when he said all of that, I never thought about it until he said it, and when he said it, I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point.
Edge and Christian, like, I remember them for their matches. I don't remember that. So my eyes remember that because I remember how phenomenal athletes they were together. Separate, Edge obviously did better things than Christian ever could. But as something the New Day, I don't see the New Day getting to that point. I don't think they'll ever be that great unless they can come off and make a phenomenal match like a TLC 4 or 5, whatever you want to call it, at WrestleMania, where it's a triple threat, and make it one of the best matches, and Kofi Kingston does something spectacular.
Well, that's one of the matches that I'm hoping that they have is a TLC match with them, the Usos, and the Dudley Boys. I would actually really like to see that be a match, especially if they have the Dudley Boys go over and win the tag titles for the 10th time, because it would make sense. But that segment with Edge and Christian and New Day, it was fine. It had its moments of funny. And then the League of Suck came out.
I'm going to talk about a rumor that was stated. The rumor was at, instead of the League of Nations coming out, which I think was just something that they coughed up at the last second because there was no rhyme or reason for them to come out besides to have them on screen. It was supposed to be Enzo and Cash, actually, to set up a match for them. So that was the rumor, that was the speculation, because they're supposed to be getting called up very shortly. But I would say if that would have happened, that would have made that whole night make a lot more sense. It would have been a lot better than League of Nations come up.
Yeah, because they called out the League of Nations like a few times, and I'm just like, who cares about the League of Nations? And then like the League of Nations came out, and it just I never want to see the League of Nations, League of Suck, whatever the hell you want to call them. I never want to see them again. They are like they took. I was never a fan of Sheamus. I was never a fan of Rusev. I appreciated what they did with Rusev, with him being a heel, but I never was really a fan of him. And I was a big fan of Wade Barrett. They ruined him. And Alberto Del Rio, I haven't really been a fan of since he got back. It's like they took those four guys, put them together, and it just turned into like the worst thing ever. And it was kind of weird at the end of it, because like they kicked Edge and Christian out of the ring, and New Day said they were going to turn the other cheek, and it was kind of like New Day came out as heels, and then they called out the League of Nations, and then the League of Nations came out, and then the New Day became faces, because then Edge and Christian started interacting on a positive side with New Day, and when they started doing their little booty dance, Edge started throwing money in the air and making it rain. And so yeah, that segment went from like okay to like the worst thing ever, which leads to the co-main event of WWE Fastlane. The Social Outcast versus, oh my God. The Social Outcast versus
Curtis Axel versus R-Truth.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me take over and say this was a horrible match. I don't know why they had it. I think they could have extended out maybe some other matches. The point of this is that this match was needed to do something. I guess nobody's getting into R-Truth or Goldust, and it's just making WWE seem like it's worthless and doesn't have great storylines. They can't keep good matches. I'm sure they could have had some other Diva matches going on that were even better. So on this case, worst fill-in match that they had. They even had better Diva matches as fill-in matches.
I don't know who came up with the idea of Social Outcast. To me, honestly, the Social Outcast kind of feels like since New Day worked, it's like they wanted to artificially create their own New Day. So they took four guys in the back that weren't doing anything anyway and said, all right, we're going to stick you all together and give you all a group name. And then we're also going to give you like a little segment, a behind the scenes kind of segment on YouTube to make you YouTube popular, and we're gonna try to get you guys over. And to me, it's not working in the least. Because when Social Outcasts come out, I immediately mute the TV or I fast forward it if I possibly can, because I have no interest in them whatsoever. And I don't even remember what that match what really happened in that match, other than I think Goldust ruined it. Like, my girl was asleep in the room, and the last two parts of I basically let her sleep throughout half of Fastlane and woke her up when the main event came on.
And here we go. Let's talk about the main event.
All right, let's get to it. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, with the winner obviously being Roman Reigns. Yeah, you said everybody and their mom said that Roman Reigns was going to win this match. I said that it was going to be both of them, just because I was giving WWE the benefit of the doubt and probably hoping that it would be both Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. But I mean, the match was fine. I mean, I like the match itself. It's just that it's the predictability of it was just boring, and the match was kind of short, actually. Which that's one of the reasons why I didn't understand why they had the previous match because the main event felt kind of short.
Brock Lesnar getting triple power bomb twice through 2 tables. Awesome. I think they were trying to recap of what they had were the top turnbuckle and hurt himself and Brock Lesnar, so that was pretty cool. Again, they keep it where Brock Lesnar is strong, so at the point you're not seeing him actually get, and I'm okay with that. And I loved watching Brock Lesnar take control over the whole match and even count in the beginning. You guys saw our reactions. We did a live view of it. If you haven't, check out our YouTube because you'll see our whole reactions there on our YouTube. But the match was good. I liked the match. Definitely not the best. Brock Lesnar's definitely been in better matches. Dean Ambrose was really the man to really carry that match because I felt like Roman Reigns was just a glorified winner. He was the winner. Brock Lesnar was the name to bring everyone involved, and Ambrose was the one to have. And I think he proved it. He's definitely worth the main event.
Yeah, you know what? Like, well, one thing I will say, one spot that I really liked was when Roman Reigns had Dean Ambrose up for the Samoan drop, and Brock Lesnar came rushing in the ring for being underneath all that crap and picked him up and suplexed them both.
That was pretty cool. It looked like Roman Reigns hurt his neck on that one a little bit because he was still holding on to Dean Ambrose. But I would have been okay if he.
I'm sure you would have, but the ending of the match, I mean.
But yeah, that dignifies what's going to be happening at WrestleMania. As soon as the match ended, obviously you have to give that person their moment. Usually you give it the Royal Rumble with the fireworks, the explosions, things like that. And then Triple H knowing exactly where to place that belt so the camera guy can get right at that perfect spot. Yeah, like that was a signature. Let me take a picture of this real quick. This is a picture for the main event.
Yeah. Now, okay, here's the thing. Like I said, we all knew that Roman Reigns was going to win this match. This is something that I want to address. And this is something that I've been hearing for a while, is this notion that the main reason why people hate Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns got booed last night. He got extra booed tonight. The thing I've heard is that people hate Roman Reigns strictly because of the fact that he's being pushed by corporate. To be honest, I think that is one of the reasons, but I don't think that's really the main reason. Because when you think about it, back when, what was it, TLC? Yeah, it was TLC. When Roman Reigns lost that TLC match against Sheamus, when he snapped and started beating the hell out of Sheamus, the League of Nations, and then Triple H, that actually got him over. When he won the belt the next night, he was cheered. They started chanting, "Thank you, Roman." It's not just the fact that he's being pushed by the higher ups. It's the fact that his booking is bad. The way that they write his character is bad. I get it. Roman Reigns can't really. He's not really. He don't talk well on the mic. He's not a good talker. Him in the ring is fine. He gets his stamina he needs to work on. But overall, him in the ring is fine. It's just the fact that the way that they book him is terrible. And so because they book him bad, people boo. That's it. That's the nuts and bolts of it. And then to have him be going up against Triple H. Look, Triple H as the authority figure, that's the heel. Triple H as the wrestler, that's the face. Because when he wrestles, people cheer him because he's a Hall of Famer. Obviously, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's kind of like Ric Flair in the sense of like he's supposed to be a heel, but he's over with the crowd, so everybody loves him, so they cheer for him. It's the same thing now between him and Roman Reigns. So you're gonna get him booed out the building at WrestleMania. You're gonna get Triple H cheered, and so I don't it goes back to the whole thing of I don't know if they know what they're doing with Roman Reigns.
Nope, they're trying to make him the face. They're trying to make him the most popular, and they're failing. We'll talk about Thursday what my true thoughts are for all this, because I think what someone said tonight is totally 100% true. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm curious to see what that was that somebody said, because I don't even know what you're talking about. All right, but guys, we're going to end it right here. That's our thoughts on WWE Fastlane. I mean, overall, the pay-per-view itself was weak.
I give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd say give it about that same rating. It was kind of weak. The matches weren't all that great. It was predictable. It was predictable and everything. And the one thing that was not predictable was bad. Bad unpredictable. Like they managed to take the one thing, the one bit of unpredictability, and make it like, what the hell are you doing?
I still can't believe they did that. That was the worst ending ever. So, damn you, Wyatt, for not winning. Damn you.
All right, guys, we're going to end it here. Don't forget to like this video as well as subscribe to us on YouTube. Also follow our Twitter page at twitter.com/OTR network. I don't know why I keep saying N. Other than that, that's it for today. I am Chris.
I'm Phenomenal AJ.
And we will catch you guys later.
Later, guys.